So now we are alive. You can start, ¿vale?
I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hello everyone. To our friends in Latin America, buenas tardes. To those who are joining us from Asia, good morning, especially to our participants from Japan. Thank you for joining the BVC Latam Connection 2025, our most important online event designed to foster meaningful connections across the multifaceted innovation ecosystem. My name is Valentina Oaxaca, associate at B Venture Capital, and I'm delighted to be your host today. Today's event is divided into 4 chapters. First, I'll share an update on our recent activities in Latin America. Then we will host a pitch contest featuring early stage startups from our Startup Boost Lab program. These founders will have the opportunity to present their businesses to an international audience. After that, startups from our portfolio will provide updates on their progress and future plans. And finally, we'll announce the winner selected by you, our audience. Okay, so starting with the Venture Capital's presentation, we are a regional pre-seed venture capital fund that invests in technology-based startups in Latin America. Our focus is on identifying talented founders, building scalable solutions that can transform industries and create lasting impact in the region. The venture capital started operations in 2016 in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and later expanded to Colombia and Peru to strengthen our presence and invest across Latin America. Since our inception, we have raised 3 funds and invested in over 40 startups across the region, reaffirming our commitment to continue supporting the region's growth. Our mission is to support 10,000 startups by 2040 in solving global challenges through innovation. We are focusing on the pre-seed stage where we see great potential for returns in Latin America. Our approach is regional and local at the same time. We reach ecosystems, particularly Japan and Latin America, connecting entrepreneurs, investors, and opportunities between these 2 regions. Beyond investment, we actively support our portfolio companies and engage in ecosystem building activities throughout the region. I'm going to present our investment committee that is composed of our core partners and associates. First, we have Mitsuru Nakayama, our founder and general partner. Mitsuru has experience as both entrepreneur and consultant and began investing as a venture capitalist in 2016. Then we have Alejandro who joined the fund as a general partner in 2019, leading the expansion from Brazil to Spanish-speaking markets in Latin America. And finally, we have Ana Maria Prieto, associate at BVC since 2021. Ana is an experienced entrepreneur with a strong network in Colombia that helps us identify high potential investment opportunities. Here is our complete team, a diverse group reflecting the regional scope of our work. As you can see, most of our team members are women, which is are intentional and part of our strategy to narrow the gender gap in the investment and entrepreneurial ecosystem. We also have a program manager that leads our educational and mentoring initiatives for entrepreneurs. A bit more on our investment strategy. This slide summarizes our investment strategy focusing on early stage, tech-driven startups that demonstrate strong founding teams, scalable business models, and traction in key verticals. For our third fund, we are focusing on B2B SaaS, fintech, and AI companies, especially those working in the future of work, agri-food tech, and e-commerce and logistics. We are particularly excited about fintech services for businesses and digitalization for SMEs, as we see enormous potential in these sectors across the region. We have invested across diverse industries, as we have on the screen, fintech, insurtech, e-commerce, logistics, agri-food tech, prop tech, among others. Some of our portfolio companies have already achieved successful exits, reflecting our vision of building a portfolio with tangible long-term impact across Latin America. In addition to investing, we dedicate significant effort to ecosystem building. We work closely with universities, accelerators, associations, and government programs across the region. These partnerships allow us to mentor startups, deliver workshops, participate in research projects, and strengthen our innovation ecosystems in emerging markets. One of our flagship initiatives is the Startup Boost Lab, an online mentoring program focusing on fundraising strategies for early-stage startups. Through this program, we have supported 138 startups from 13 Latin American countries. We have already invested in 2 graduates of this program. Additionally, we launched a special edition for female founders aimed at promoting gender equality in their entrepreneurial ecosystem. And we look forward to continuing this effort. We deliver the program both directly and in partnership with universities and other ecosystem institutions. At BVC, we also generate valuable content for both startups and investors, contributing to the region's entrepreneurial knowledge base. This includes open calls from startups across Latin America in various sectors, our podcast, Eleva to Startup, books for entrepreneurs and angel investors, and a variety of events, webinars, and in-person workshops. We actively facilitate cross-border collaboration, connecting Japanese investors and Latin American startups, as well as bridging ecosystem between Brazil and Spanish-speaking markets. These initiatives expand opportunities for founders and strengthen ties across emerging markets. To connect with us and explore additional resources, simply scan the QR code or visit the link shared in this chat. There you will find updates on our Startup Boost Lab, open call for startups, and details on our upcoming events and webinars across Latin America. Follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed. Thank you all for your attention. Now it's time to move into the most exciting part of today's event, the Startup Pitch section. Here's a quick overview of the format. We have 4 startups from our Startup Boost Lab program. Each will have 4 minutes to pitch, followed by a 1-minute question from one of our judges. After all the pitches, you will have the opportunity to vote for your favorite evaluation form shared in the chat. Please note that BVC Capital is not an investor in these 4 startups. This section is part of our investment readiness program. Before we dive into the pitches, let's take a moment to introduce our judges. Thank you all for accepting our invitation. First, we have Alejandro, General Partner of BVC Capital. Alejandro, could you share a few words with us, please?
All right, thank you, Valentina, for the introduction, and thank all the judges for participating. I hope these the startup pitches are very interesting for you guys, and then you can make a connection with entrepreneurs and take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. Then we have Vivian Rabiuk, Managing Director of Investec Brazil. Welcome, Vivian.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you, Mitsuru, and the whole BVC team. It's a pleasure to be here with you. We've been partners for a long time, and it's always good to see how BVC is promoting all these events in Latin America and helping a lot of startups pre-seed. We usually invest in Investec from seed onwards. So this work that BVC does is very helpful for us in the ecosystem. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Vivian. And finally, we have Edward Neira, CEO of Boostart Venture Studio. Welcome, Edward.
Thank you, Valentina. We are Venture Studio operating Colombia and Mexico and other countries in Latam. And happy estar aquí, contento. Hello.
Thank you so much, Edward, and thank you to all our judges. We appreciate your time and expertise.
Yes.
Okay, now let's begin with the pitches from the startups of our investment readiness program, Startup Isla. To the audience, if you'd like to get in touch with any of these founders, please fill out the contact form that we are sharing in the chat. The startups that we'll be presenting today are, first, we will have Indes, then we will have Tesalva, and finally, Finergy. Covex Logistics couldn't accompany us this time, so we will start with Indes. I want to welcome Manuel Vallejo, CEO and founder of Indes. Manuel, welcome.
Thank you, Valentina. Hi, everyone. I'm Manuel Vallejos, founder and CEO of Indes. At Indes, we are making staffing scalable with AI. So if you are being responsible of one or more workers, you know it's hard. Now imagine being responsible of 100 to 1,000 workers every single day. That's really hard. Running a staffing business is hard, but scaling it is even harder. That's why you maybe know just 3 to 5 staffing companies, but there are a lot more. More than 200,000 staffing firms worldwide place more than 60 million workers each year. And this is the long tail market that at Indes we are going after too. So you can imagine more workers, more problems, but not just hiring problems. Recruitment, onboarding, documents, training, performance, compliance, support, benefits, payroll, and a lot more. Who orchestrates all of it? That's why we created Indes. Indes is the one AI agent layer connecting every process involving staffing companies, integrating data from all the different systems involved, all in one platform or point solutions. Any software connected by API through Indes. That way, we are connecting the entire employee lifecycle, serving both workers, our users, and staffing firms, our clients. Our agents run in WhatsApp, Slack, Teams, and even phone calls. We answer questions 24/7, and also we process data and documents for staffing internal teams. Our clients get capacity to manage more workers, better response times, and better internal staff productivity in the bottom line. All of this is critical in the staffing business. Our business model is software as a service. We charge a monthly fee starting with $1,000 each month, and they get up to 1,000 users and up to 3 systems integrated. If they integrate more systems, we charge more. If they manage more workers, we charge more, and we grow with our clients. I'm past CTO of a staffing firm operating in 3 countries, in Chile, Peru, and Colombia. Also, we were backed by Startup Chile. My co-founder is a staffing industry expert with 25 years of experience in staffing in the region. Past employee in Randstad and recognized by the World Confederation and Staffing Industry Analyst. We just raised an angel round with angel investors in Mexico. And I'm moving to Monterrey next month to pilot and build products there. Also, we are going to San Francisco at December 10 to pitch to investors in San Francisco with our investor Studio Alpha Capital from Switzerland. And we are raising a pre-seed round soon in order to get to 150 customers and 3 million ARR. integrate 300 system, and also we want to, with that investment, build from the USA. So if you want to join us to make staffing scalable with AI, you are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manuel. Now we will have a question from our judge, Vivian.
Hi, thank you, Manuel. I have a question. Well, I'll try to make two questions if we have time for you to answer. Just like, to me, it's not really clear, like, what's your competitive advantage versus other HR softwares already available that could integrate with other softwares. So it's not that clear to me, like the product, what it actually does. And also, just focusing on the staffing market, isn't it like a niche? Because at the end of the day, if we are talking about 200,000 worldwide, if we think about Latam, maybe it's 10% of that, I don't know. It would be 20,000 companies times your ticket. Maybe it's too small for a VC to be interested. Just if you could elaborate on that.
I get. Indeed, we are focused in this vertical market that we know a lot. We was in past month in September in Dallas in a conference with clients, global clients in staffing, and it's a really big market, underestimated because it's not a sexy market. But we know this vertical, we know the use cases. I was CTO in a staffing company, so we know we can build from the inside. Also, my co-founder work doing M&As of staffing companies. So it's a good activity. We see a really clear exit because just in the USA, you have like 100 exit each year, M&As between the staffing companies or staffing companies acquiring tech companies. So we think it's a market that can be VC backable. We have to demonstrate, but it's something that you can do. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manuel. We're going to move forward with our second presentation. This time we'll be presenting Tesalva. Sebastián Cuba, Chief Legal Officer of Tesalva. Sebastián, welcome. You can share your screen and presentation.
Thank you, Valentina. One moment, please. Okay, I'm sharing.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, let's start. Hello, we are Tesalva. We're a company that provides financial services. The problems we have found. First, the access to credit remains a major challenge for many Peruvians, especially in sector C and D, small business owners and single mothers who fight daily to sustain their families. Second, the traditional financial institutions make this even harder with requirements like physical presence, slow evaluations, long lines, and rigid payment schedules that don't adapt to people's realities. Third, the insecurity in loans granted by foreign individuals in Peru and Latin America. And finally, I think the lack of investment system in peer-to-peer personal microloans. But we solved the problem because we have a robust, user-friendly digital platform, incentive and referral programs that reward loyalty, payments plans tailored to each client's needs, and we have omni-channel integration with the main banks in Peru to improve the user experience. About our differential is a zero-touch model, a fully automated system that approves loans in just 5 minutes for new users and 3 minutes for existing ones. From application to collection, everything happens digitally through artificial intelligence driven tools like customer service bots, automated evaluations, and smart reminders. We also use advanced analytics and machine learning to improve efficiency and personalization. In addition, we are thinking about implementing a peer-to-peer system for connect investors who want to lend with clients who need loans. Our revenue is generated through interest rate that adjusts according to each client risk profile. As loan amount increase, the rates decrease, ensuring a fairer and more equitable credit system. All of this has generated an average ticket of $294, the CAC of $11, LTV of $219, and a churn of 8%. Okay, about the market, our potential market is strong. We have a TAM of $11 million, SAM of $7 million, and some of $2 million project with fast recovery cycles. About the traction, our results speak for themselves. We have consistent growth in loaned and recovered capital with a 24% profitability. Okay, on this occasion, we are requesting an investment of $300,000 that will be allocated to working capital, human talent, marketing, and technology, and others. With investment, we will be able to meet the high demand from our clients, develop and strengthen new technologies based on artificial intelligence, and implement the new peer-to-peer system. This is our team. The Salva is led by Orma Montoro, telecommunication engineers, the CEO and founder, Aaron Cardenas, the industrial engineer, the CMO, and Sebastian Guba, the chief legal officer. Together, we combine financial, technical, and legal expertise to ensure innovation with security and transparency. And finally, the Salva isn't just a fintech, it's a movement of empowerment. We believe in equality and financial opportunity for all. As we say at the Salva, we save you anytime and anywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Now we have a question over Judge Alejandro 3. Alejandro, you can go ahead.
Hello, Sebastian. Thank you for the presentation. So I would like to understand a bit more about the market itself, because you mentioned it's like women that are doing these microcredits, like women in probably lower income brackets or for sectors. So how do you see the scalability of this model? Because it depends that you could create, bring more women or more people to do the microloans. So could you tell us like this go-to-market strategy and scalability, please?
Okay, really, it's not only for the women or for the mothers. It's we want to enter the entire business owners in general, in Latin America. Could be men or women, but these business people.
Okay. And then what is the strategy to grow the market, to penetrate this bigger market anyway?
I don't have the in our market, the global market.
Yeah, like go-to-market strategy. Like, for example, how do you approaching these new potential lenders and people who are going to take the credit?
I think that only in Lima, maybe 2,100 million of people, only in Lima.
Okay. All right, I think it's enough. Thank you very much, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. You can stop sharing your screen now. And we will continue with the presentation of Synergy. This time is going to be presenting Joao Algarín, CEO and co-founder of Synergy. Welcome, Joao.
Hi. Thank you for the space, Valentina, and thank you all for being here. So, have you ever felt like everything you've done was leading to a big victory, and right at the edge, it all vanishes? That's exactly how hundreds of solar developers or installers feel after months of hard work, structuring projects, and have secure financing. They aren't financial experts. Structuring is expensive, complex, and the lack of transparent and real-time data makes it hard for investors to trust and take action. I'm Joao Algarín. I'm the CEO from Finergy, and I'm going to tell you how we are transforming the way solar installers do business through Finergy. We combine fintech, AI, and our current methodology to empower installers through convenience projects, automation, high returns, and efficiency. Our platform streamlines the structuring, operation, and financing of power purchase agreements, connecting installers with commercial clients and investors within one smart and transparent ecosystem. But why is it a PPA? Our PPA agreement and model is enough when final consumers save around 40% on energy costs for more than 10 to 20 years without down payments or long-term loans. At the same time, we connect with investors looking for IRRs above 20%, generating recurring cash flows about $3,000 monthly for the next 10 to 20 years. And our business model, we call energy as a service, because final consumers save money by purchasing cleaner energy, investors gain access to low risk and high return opportunities, and solar developers build lifetime value and scalability. Our revenue model, we earn origination fee and operations fee between 3% and 6%. In just a few months, we've launched 6 operational plants, generating 300,000 kilowatts and avoiding 130 tons of CO2 emissions. We also have 4 plants under construction in a pipeline approved for over 100 projects just in Colombia. Over the next 5 years, this industry is projected to generate about 167 billions globally, with 1 billion in Latam, and Finergy, we're looking to capture 3% of the market in Latam. Unlike other platforms, for example, to execute their own projects, Colombia, we have, for example, Finergy acts as an orchestrator, creating an open, transparent, and smart ecosystem where control build lasting trust. We are the co-founders. As I say, I'm Joao Algarín. I've spent over 12 years structuring, financing, and investment deals, leveraging blockchain industries like real estate and energy. Carlos brings over 18 years of experience managing, overseeing more than 8 billion in companies like Promigas, and Mauro, with strong background in AI automations, has over 8 years of experience creating, building impactful technology. So be part of the change to our cleaner and future. We are currently opening our PC round, seeking $250,000, 70% allocated to product development and go-to-market. Additionally, we're opening opportunities to invest directly in PPAs, targeting 5 million to finance around 60 plants, solar plants, and to increase monthly revenue by 100x. Scalability is the natural outcome of empowering others. So thanks to Finergy, it's now easier to connect with validated clients and strategic investor financing projects that accelerate the energy transition, automate operations with transparency and real-time data, and make the planet a better place to live. Thank you, and Joao again.
Thank you so much, Joao. Now we will have a question of our third judge. Edward, please, you can go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Joao. And which country have you thought about expanding in the next 2 or 3 years?
Okay, well, we're focused right now in Colombia. We're starting in the north of Colombia when we have a chronic problem with energy and with high cost of the kilowatts in the north. But we are working with different brands that have franchises in different countries, like Panama and Costa Rica, for example. So the next country that we are going to connect maybe is Panama, but we are focused right now with the expansion in Colombia, very closer with these brands, and we have approved more than 100 projects for the next year to expand and to achieve that objective. Then we are going to look to other countries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Okay, thank you so much, Joao. You can stop sharing the screen.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you to all the founders for your stunning presentations and to our judges for your thoughtful questions. Now it's the turn of the audience. We're gonna ask you to please scan the QR code that you see on the screen, or you can also click the link on the chat to vote for your favorite pitch. We'll take a short 1-minute pause while everyone casts their votes. Okay, we're gonna move on now to the next section of our presentation. Now we're gonna move on to the portfolio startups in which B Venture Capital has previously invested. These 2 startups are currently open for follow-on round. To the audience, if you'd like to get in touch with any of these founders, please fill out the contact form that we are sharing in the chat. First, please welcome Anderson Padua, CEO and founder of Vendor, an HR tech AI startup from Brazil. After Anderson, we will have the presentation of Cobox AI. Camilo Villalba, CEO and co-founders of Cobox, will be presenting its startup as well. Anderson, welcome. You can start sharing your screen now.
Hi everyone. Thank you, BVC, for the invite. Just 1 minute. Let me share my screen. Okay, everyone are seeing my screen?
Yes, you can see the screen, but not the full screen. Okay, now it's
Okay,
ready.
then. Okay, can I start?
Yes, you can host.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm Anderson Padua. I'm CEO founder from Vendor, and we are a vertical agent for blue-collar positions hiring. But before, let me introduce myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's my second journey as a startup founder. And my last startup I sold, I was there with Giovanni. Giovanni is my CTO. We were working together about over 80 years, and we got a nice people with us like BVC, Diego Libânio, Guilherme Bonifácio as a co-founder from iFood. And the problem is the labor shortage. There's a such of shortage of candidates for operational positions, mainly in Brazil, I think in the entire world. And that problem is really huge because you got two problems. We must to solve two problems to solve the first one, the big one. And the first problem is how to find a large numbers of potential candidates because those potential candidates are not in regular platforms like LinkedIn, and we solve that problem. The second challenge is how to interview a large numbers of potential candidates because those potential candidates are not respond for forms like Google Forms or GUP because they engage only in WhatsApp, and we solve that problem as well. So the product is a such of avatar for each company who will care about the entire process of the recruitment and selection for the blue collar position, and they got the mission to build the profile, to understand that behavior, and they understand that context, and also became a friend of the potential candidate. So looks like a huge vertical agent, but we're talking about four agents working together. The first one we're responsible by the build the job profiles and build the list of potential candidates. The second one we care about the matchmaking. The third one will care about the job interview, contact the list of potential candidates. And the fourth one will care about the schedule of interview and guarantee that that potential candidate will find a human in the final process and send that potential candidate for a human. So we are making $25,000 monthly. We launched that product 9 months ago. And I think that result is because we are not selling another platform for HR department. We are selling a such of a super powerful HR analyst because we are delivering people in the company and not a regular platform for someone in the HR department put some clicks over there, and our clients are hiring 10 times faster and got volume 10 times bigger. And we are growing for a while only by a partnership, and our acquisition cost is close to zero, and our ton is really, really huge. But for a while, we were looking only for small factories, fridges, and some retailers. And why us is because we are only one looking for that problem in Brazil for a while. We got a nice benchmark in the United States called Paradox. They got sold last month by $1 billion. And we got GigaE, is not the same, but really similar. And we are looking for $200,000. And that's it. I think the most important thing here is we are not another platform. We are delivering people in company, and we are solving the entire problem without necessarily a platform. Of course, we got a platform, but without necessarily a platform. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Anderson. Now we will have a question from our judge, Vivian. Vivian, please go ahead with your question for Anderson.
Sure. Hi, Anderson. To me, it's pretty clear how you solve the how to interview part. You mentioned two big problems: how to find and how to interview. So you use the agents to match make and then to schedule the interview. To me, that's clear. But on the how to find part, it's not very clear what's your advantage or how you do it. You mentioned a partnership. If you could tell us a little bit more about your go-to-market strategy, would be great.
Okay, we got two sides of growth markets. We must find companies because companies pay us, and we got partnership for this. And other side is candidates. We know
Yeah,
we
the
have to find
candidates.
candidates.
Yeah.
Candidates we find in WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, and partnership with another specialized platforms and Facebook ads also. So the combo of potential channels converge in the same point, in the same WhatsApp number, and that's how we are providing for factories volume, large numbers of potential candidates. Because without us, they cannot manage it. A lot of candidates talking in WhatsApp and by the plug in other platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp groups for job opportunities.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Anderson. Thank you, Vivian. We will move on to the next startup, the next and final startup that would be Cobox AI. Camilo Villalba, CEO and founder of Cobox, please go ahead with your presentation. Camilo, sorry, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Go ahead.
It's okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, do you know, guys, that 35 to 50% of sales go to the company that responds first? And according to Harvard Business Review, the ideal time to contact a lead is within the first 5 minutes. The problem is that 7 out of 10 educational institutions lose enrollments simply because they don't respond fast enough to students' inquiries. Cobox comes in, is like a word, Cobox comes in. Cobox automates with Gen AI the admission process, responding to prospective students in seconds, turning more leads into actual enrollments. Through Gen AI, we guide every candidate step by step until enrollment, ensuring personalized, human-like interactions at a scale. Several institutions already trust Cobox to manage their admissions communication. They are seeing faster response time, higher conversion rates, and lighter workloads. For instance, a postgraduate institute in Spain increased its appointment scheduling by 37% in just 2 months after automating with Cobox. Our team combines experience in operations, technology, and growth. Natalia, our CEO, scaled her previous company to 3.5 million ARR. Jonathan led tech team companies like Mensajeros Urbanos after studying at Gravity, the base of Rappi. And myself, CEO, I previously led a company that went public in Canada, reaching a $60 million valuation. Okay, the market is quite big. The global education market exceeds 10 billion, with 1.5 billion addressable in the Americas, over 10,000 institutions seeking faster, more efficient ways to enroll students. Our business model is a software as a service company with monthly subscriptions from 69 to 2,000 plus usage based component that scales with interactions. Cobox AI, we have chosen to specialize exclusively in education with unique insights power our proprietary conversational flows. We're growing fast. We're having 8,000 in monthly revenue, 40% monthly growth, more than 80% gross margins, and an LTV to CAC ratio projected above 5:1. And we launched our first MVP in dropshipping in 2023, when revenue surpassed $12,000, where realized margins weren't ideal. So we pivoted, experimented with AI and in logistics, construction, and education. And eventually we focused on education, where the pain point was clear, margins stronger, impact was far greater, and much less competition. Now we're on track to reach break-even within the next 3 to 4 months. So we don't have an open round yet, but we plan to start raising one around January 2023 once we hit break-even. We love to keep in touch, and if you have any contacts at universities or language centers, we appreciate an intro as we expand across the academic world, where here's my contact details, so please feel free to contact me. Thank you for your time and interest in CowBox AI.
Thank you so much, Camilo, for your presentation. Now we're going to conclude with a question from our judge, Alejandro. Alejandro, you can continue with your question.
Thank you, Camilo, for the presentation. Like the educational sector, it's been known in venture capital like a sector that takes long to make decisions. Like usually the sales cycles are slow or longer than other industries. So could you tell us how was the experience of like starting to sell to these sectors? Are there like what are the challenges, or like are you finding any barriers to onboard or for them to adapt to new technological tools?
That's
Maybe
a terrific question.
maybe a follow-up. Like, is this model replicable to other industries?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a terrific question. So basically, we have experimented different experiences according to the different sectors or different institutions that we have target. So basically, when we're talking about the universities, the sales cycle is longer. Probably we're experimenting that it should be around 3 to 4 months. When we talk about private schools, it should be around 2 months. When we talk about technical institutes, on average, we're closing deals in 10 days or 12 days. So this is a great mix. We're trying to replicate the same conversational flows for every of those institutions. Basically, in all the cases, the operations or the process is quite similar. So that's allow us to scale very fast in the different verticals of the different institutional education centers that we're seeing on this slide.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Camilo. Okay. Let's share about the screen. Okay, so with this presentation, we conclude the presentation of our portfolio startups. Please remember that if you'd like to get in touch with any of these founders, you can fill out the contact form that we are sharing in the chat. Thank you once again to all the founders and to everyone in the audience who voted for the startups of our fundraising program, SBL. Remember that the participants of this pitch competition were the 3 startups: Invest, Tesalva, and Finergy. Now we're going to share the winner of the best pitch of BVC Latam Connection 2025. Congratulations, Synergy. You have been selected by our audience as the best speech of this year's session. As part of your recognition, you will receive a mentoring session from B Venture Capital to support your startup's growth in an area of your choice. We'll be in touch with you next week to coordinate. Congratulations, Joao.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you all for the support and being this opportunity for us.
Okay. All right, we've reached the end of the BVC Latam Connection 2025. To stay connected and explore more opportunities, please scan the QR code or follow the link in the chat. Thank you to all the startups, judges, and our audience for your participation and engagement. Have a wonderful evening, and for our friends in Asia, have a great start of your day. Goodbye, and see you soon in next event.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thanks.